We have talked a lot here on What's Up in Makeup about Forma brands and their bankruptcy and what has happened since then to their child companies, to the companies that are underneath Forma brands, Morphe and Jaclyn Cosmetics, among others. Today we have a pretty big update to that story that was published in Glossy. I have all of the details of what's happening next for Forma brands and also some details from the bankruptcy court documents that are, believe it or not, still ongoing that may back up what is going to be happening in the future for both Morphe and Jaclyn Cosmetics. We will get into all of that. That's along with another story that was published in Glossy this week. It was an anonymous interview with a brand owner that started her company from scratch. CEO recently closed her business and why she feels like the direct-to-consumer model, like online shopping, just isn't working for brands anymore. And then when we get to the product report, my friends, things are calming down in the retail locations, which means it's Indie Week. We have a ton of really great independent beauty brand launches this week. So if you are interested in all of that and so much more, hang tight. We are about to jump into it right now. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where we talk about everything that is happening in the beauty space all in one place, so you don't have to go searching. I did all of the searching for you, and I'm going to give you all of that information that I found this week. But before we get started with the news this week, we do have to take just a moment to thank this week's sponsor. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight, because it is nighttime as I'm filming this, I am going to introduce you to this week's sponsor, which is Beam. And we've been talking recently about my awful sleep habits and how sleep and I, we just don't really get along super well. And part of the reason why we don't get along super well is because at night I just don't get tired unless I'm super sleep deprived. And that's something that I've struggled with my entire life. I drove my parents absolutely nuts. But one thing that has really been helping me to get sleepy, and not just get sleepy, but stay asleep and wake up refreshed, is Beam. And the other benefit of Beam is that it is freaking chocolate. So when I was contacted by Beam to try this, I was like, absolutely yes. I get hot chocolate at night and it's going to help me sleep. Oh my gosh. I need to try this and I am so freaking thankful. Beam has a bunch of different flavors for you to choose from. My favorite one is definitely the peanut butter and chocolate one. They just sent me another one because I finished the first bag and they were like, do you want us to send you another one? And I was like, yes, because it's gone. So I have the peanut butter and chocolate one, brand new bag. And then also this one I've been trying. This one actually has CBD in it as well. This one is a cinnamon cocoa flavor. And then they also sent me this one that is a cinnamon cocoa without CBD. And something I especially love about these is that I'm also trying to cut back on my sugar, especially at night. And these are no sugar added. If you are on keto, they are keto friendly. They're non-GMO, they're vegan. They're freaking phenomenal. Beam is super easy to make. I personally prefer this with milk versus water. And I can't have too much liquid before bed because I had 2 kids, I'm 45. I just can't do that anymore. So I do 2/3 of a cup of milk and 1 scoop of powder, and that is absolutely perfect for me. And one thing that Beam did tell me about this, which I love science, they did a clinical study and 93% of participants reported that Dream helped them to get a more restful night's sleep and wake up feeling more refreshed. 93%. That's a lot. It is November now, so it is holiday time, and that means that Beam is having their biggest sale of the year. It is up to 50% off of their products right now. I do have a clickable link that they've given me down below. You do not need to enter a code. Just using that link should give you up to 50% off. They do have a subscribe and save option. If you decide you want to skip a month of Beam, you can totally do that. You can also cancel at any time. So thank you again so much to Beam for sponsoring this video. I am just, besides being thankful for the sponsorship, I'm just really thankful to have found this product because it has really transformed my sleep. It has made a huge difference. And when we get good sleep, we just function better throughout the day. And for me, I just get real grouchy when I start getting sleep deprived. So this has really helped me so much. With that being said, my friend, this Jen is going to bed right now, but you're about to watch What's Up in Makeup. It's starting right now. The summary of the Forma update is it is not looking good for Forma brands. Glossy reported that Forma has confirmed 23 positions that they have eliminated throughout the company. Employees were informed on October 16th, and that was effective immediately. They did not get 2 weeks notice. It was like October 16th. I'm sorry, you no longer work here, which is always really sad to hear. Former employees said that the departments affected were social media, creative, marketing, influencer relations, and communications. Glossy reported that they don't know how many employees that Forma has left. What Glossy is saying is that they have fired all of these people in-house and now they're outsourcing some of these jobs specifically within the creative and marketing teams. But the core business does seem to be intact. All of the money, people, and everything seem to still be working there. Morphe has tried to establish itself as a beauty brand that is not just about influencers. For example, they released the Continuous Prep and Set Mist. You know, the Morphe setting spray has been very popular in the past, so they did kind of a spin on that, but they have not separated from influencers completely because, as you know, back in July, they did a collab with Meredith Duxbury, who is a very popular TikTok influencer. I'm going to read this from the Glossy article. They said that according to a person familiar with the business decision of Forma brands, the company has actually hired 21 positions across numerous teams over the past 4 to 5 months. The goal of the hiring is to make things more fluid on the business end of things. They also hope to become more responsive to the ebbs and flows of things that are happening on social media. That includes influencer marketing, social media platforms, and consumer trends. The current brands that are listed as Forma brands are specifically Morphe, Morphe 2, Lipstick Queen, Jaclyn Cosmetics, and Born Dreamer, which is Charli D'Amelio's perfume line. But that is not a Forma brand. It's a licensing kind of situation, kind of like what they had with REM Beauty, where Ariana Grande owned REM Beauty, but they licensed things to Forma to handle some of the back end. That's what's happening, it looks like, with Charli D'Amelio's Born Dreamer. They are not technically a Forma brand. They just have a business partnership, is what they're saying. So then I looked into the bankruptcy filings and I was like, okay, is there any update here as far as what's happening with the financials? Because in the bankruptcy, you have to file what's now going on with the business. This is what I found. I'm going to round the numbers because it's easier to say, but I will put the screenshot of the document on the screen. So Forma Beauty Brands is showing a beginning monthly balance of about $973,000 with a net worth of negative $64.4 million. Jaclyn Cosmetics Holdings LLC, which is the formal owner of Jaclyn Cosmetics, is showing a cash balance at the beginning of the month of about $1.7 million and a month-ending net worth of about $325,000. Now, this is really weird. This is the only company that filed with a positive ending net worth according to the court document filings. Now, after that, everything is labeled as old, so meaning pre-bankruptcy. Old Forma Brands LLC has a $0 amount down the page with an ending net worth of around negative $77 million. Old Jaclyn Cosmetics LLC had a beginning cash balance of about $120,000 with an ending net worth of negative $29 million. Old Morphe had a much bigger starting balance of about $5.4 million with an ending net worth of about negative $25 million. I am not a lawyer. I just do my best to interpret this. I do research. I look things up, but I am not legally trained. What it seems like with these negative net worths is that they just still have a lot through the bankruptcy to work out with the money that they owed, which was the reason why they declared bankruptcy. But what I found interesting is that there was no new version of Jaclyn Cosmetics. There was also no new version of Morphe LLC. So what I'm thinking, my non-lawyer brain is thinking, is that they've set up companies that will take in the new income, because you know Jaclyn Cosmetics and Morphe had to have had some sales this month. There had to have been something. So they probably set up entities that were separate from the bankruptcy that they're not reporting, and kind of letting the bankruptcy play out as it is and having Forma pay those bills rather than the individual companies that are trying to reestablish themselves. But I think what we can safely assume is that Jaclyn Cosmetics and Morphe and Lipstick Queen, wherever the heck they are, they need to have some significant sales over the holiday season to help them regain their footing from this bankruptcy if they are looking to survive. They are going to need some major successes to get even close to the former glory of these companies, but we will just have to wait and see what happens. It's going to be a hard uphill climb. It's going to be hard. Beauty really is a tough business right now, especially starting a new business, trying to grow a business. There is just so much competition out there. So how, as a business owner, as a beauty brand owner, do you get eyes on your brand? How do you create something that really truly stands out in the market as being something unique enough that customers will want to spend their money on it? And in that, how do you keep costs down but quality high? There are so many challenges for beauty brands right now, and we're seeing a lot of them just slowly shut down. We got a bit of insight from this article that I read in Glossy. I highly recommend you read the entire thing, but I'm going to give you some of the high points, some of the things that I learned from the article. This is from their Confessions series, and what they do is they find somebody that's legit, that they know is legit, and the interviewer knows them, knows their story, but they keep the professional's identity anonymous to the public. If you know a lot about the brands that have recently closed, you may be able to figure out who you think this might be. I am personally not going to do that. I have some ideas in my head, but because this person specifically wants to stay anonymous, I'm not going to speculate publicly. So this particular brand had a brick and mortar store, and when the pandemic hit, they closed the store and they ended up going just straight DTC, or direct to consumer. She had $2 million of total funding and about 45 employees. She was very honest in the interview that when she chose to shut the brand down, the brand was growing, but they weren't showing a lot of profit. And what she realized was that in order to keep the brand growing, she was going to have to get more investors. And in doing that, she was going to have to pitch the brand. She was going to have to go through all of this to try to get these investors to invest in the company. And she just decided that that was not something that she wanted to do. She said the DTC model worked great in 2020 and 2021, but started dying in 2022. She credited a couple of things for this that I hadn't considered. One of them was the Apple iOS 14 update that made it so you couldn't track people across apps anymore. So she credited that. She also credited what she called turmoil over at Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram. And then when asked about the emotional turmoil that this caused within her, she said that was the hardest part because she felt like she had to keep up with this facade. She had to show publicly that everything was fine, everything was doing okay, and then inside she knew that the brand was struggling. When asked how she knew when it was time to call it, she quoted Harvard Business School professor Christina Wallace, and she said, quote, "A startup knows when it's time to shut down when they are out of hope and money." And then she says, you know, you can keep going on with hope. If you got a lot of hope, you can keep going. If you have a lot of money, you can just kind of go on autopilot and keep going. But if you're out of both of those things, then it's time to close. The brand owner did say that her brand is up for sale right now and that she is hoping that someone will buy it and kind of breathe new life into it, that they've established this brand as a really good brand with loyal people that keep coming back for products, so she's really hoping that someone will purchase it. And this kind of ties into something that I noticed earlier in the week. I've noticed some brands that we used to report on in What's Up in Makeup just haven't had releases in a really long time. Like, for example, HipDot. We were seeing HipDot releases at least bi-weekly. I mean, all the time. They had all these collabs with all these different brands, and then they were purchased by Loungefly back in March. And since then, they have had no new releases. They haven't updated their Instagram even a single time. If you go over the Loungefly website, they only have 2 palettes on there. The only one for sale is the Evanescence palette. The Corn palette is there, but it's sold out, and I feel like that's really, really sad. I personally really loved HipDot products. I use a lot of them still. I felt like They came out with really good, relatively low-cost products and really fun themes, really fun collabs. And then I was contacted by a subscriber through Instagram DM, and she let me know that she thinks that something is going on over at Beauty, which I was like, no, not Beauty. I freaking love Beauty. I love Sharon Shooter. She's freaking amazing. So she said she made an order about 2 weeks ago, and she didn't get any confirmation. She didn't get any shipping notification. She has no idea what's going on. So she contacts their customer service through email, doesn't hear anything back, contacts them through Instagram DM, doesn't hear anything back, calls their customer service line, and it's disconnected. And of course, I called the customer service line too, just to make sure, just to verify, and yeah, it's disconnected. And then I looked at their Instagram, and that really made me sad because I saw on there that the Beauty Instagram page hasn't posted anything since August, and the Beauty by Sharon C line, which is their more drugstore version of the Beauty products, they haven't posted since May. I really hope that both HipDot and Beauty are okay. I hope that it's just a pause, you know, that they're trying to sort things out. But I would not be surprised if we hear news within the next couple of months that something is going on with one or both of the brands where they are no longer able to continue. It would absolutely break my heart. I hope that that's not true, but I will keep my eye on it and let you know. I have one more story and top news for you, and it's an acquisition. If you're not familiar with Amore Pacific, they are a South Korean parent company. They own a lot of different beauty brands across categories, so they have acquired more stakes in CosRX. They previously owned a minority share in the company, but last week they bought out the biggest investor as well as a couple of other investors, and they now own 93% of the brand, making them an Amore Pacific brand. I am nosy and I always want to know, how much did the brand pay for it? I think that it's absolutely fascinating. So they did pay for it, of course, in Korean won. I'm going to put the conversions on the screen for you. Basically, they paid 755 billion Korean won, which levels out to about $580 million USD. And this seems to be a very good investment for Amore Pacific because CosRX has shown an annual sales growth rate of more than 60% in the past 3 years. The products are available in 140 countries, with overseas, meaning outside of Korea, of more than 90% of the total sales. With the acquisition, Amore Pacific said it plans to accelerate CosRX's global expansion through co-developed launches like the brand's Vitamin C23 serum and the Retinol 0.1 cream. I'm not sure if that's how they specifically say, if it's Retinol 1, Retinol 0.1, I don't know. Those two products were co-created with Amore Pacific after they had their initial investment back in 2021. CosRX joins huge beauty brands like Laneige, Sulawesi, Innisfree, and Etude House. If you are a CosRX fan, how does this make you feel? I've tried a couple of CosRX products, have enjoyed both of them, looking forward to trying more of the brand, but now I'm like, is it gonna be the same thing? I would imagine that it will be because it seems like Amore Pacific is really invested in continuing the quality of CosRX products. They see the money in that. I think it's going to be fine. That's just my opinion, but I'd love to know your thoughts down below. We have made it to the product report, my friend, and we are starting off with an influencer brand that is launching very, very soon. We talked about it last week. Carly Bible's The Beauty Bible brand is coming. The Instagram post that she posted this week says, once upon a time, it was product reveal day. Stay tuned for the announcement you've all been waiting for, November 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I am so curious about this brand. I cannot wait for the full reveal. We have some fragrance news. I don't normally cover fragrance, but we've had a lot of interesting fragrance launches recently, so I want to talk about this. Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan, what you tell me what you want to do? Do you feel for me the way I feel for you?
Yes, Chaka Khan is releasing a fragrance. It is called Chaka by Chaka Khan. The scent is said to build her legacy of female empowerment and is described as a bottled homage to longevity and creative spirit. The fragrance is housed in a gold bottle that is shaped like a microphone. It is priced between $35 and $90 depending on the size. It features notes of violet, ylang-ylang, bergamot, and pink pepper with hints of vanilla and cinnamon. Chaka says, quote, "This fragrance is more than just a scent. It's a journey of music, passion, and soul." The fragrance will launch exclusively on HSN on November 14th, where Chaka will appear to talk about her legacy and talk about the fragrance, of course. We also have the first look at Harry Styles' sex-themed perfumes that we talked about a few weeks ago. It looks like just one is sex-themed, though. I think the media really ran with this one and tried to make a big deal over it when... I'll let you decide for yourself. So this one here is called Bright Hot. Here is the description on the screen. To me, it sounds like it's inspired by an outdoor midday nap. Sounds lovely. Sounds absolutely lovely. Top notes are plum and tobacco leaves. Mid notes are orris butter and marine accord, with dry notes of cedarwood, tonka bean absolute, vanilla absolute Madagascar, and crisp amber. Second one is closeness. This is the sex one. This one sounds like it's inspired by an evening bow chicka bow wow kind of situation. Top notes are Australian pink pepper extract, cardamom EO, and clean sheets accord. I'm assuming the sheets will not be clean for long. Mid notes of orris butter, carrot seed, and bamboo, and then dry notes of Indian papyrus, cashmere woods, and salted musk. Finally, rivulets is the third fragrance, which I had to look up because I've never heard that word before in my entire life. It's basically any kind of stream of water. So it could be like a real stream, like little stream. It could be like you spill your soda and it makes like a little rivulet of water. I'll let you read the description here, but honestly, all I could think of was the inter-office meetings that we used to have when I was teaching, and it would be like real hot in there, and like a little sweat would just be like running down your back and like in your boobies and stuff. That's all I could think of. This the inspiration just does not sound fabulous to me, but the notes sound really nice. The top notes are ambrette seeds, lemon, black pepper, Madagascar. Mid notes are white linen accord and poplin blossom, and dry notes of ambroxan and silk musk. Now rereading that, it's like I don't even know what half those things smell like. I have no idea what this smells like. This one is so confusing to me. I thought I understood it, and now I don't understand. The other thing I don't understand is each of these bottles is $135. Like, why? Why is this so expensive? I don't know. It's got to be something with the notes in there. I know that some perfumes, the ingredients are very, very expensive, so I'm assuming some of these things I've never heard of are expensive. But anyway, the middle one, closeness, is the only one that sounds like something I might actually like. Again, I thought about, just like the Beyonce perfume, I thought about getting it, but $135 is a little too rich for my blood at this point. I'm just hoping they come up with roller balls, because I would totally be all over a roller ball of that one. Let's move out of fragrance and go into products. So let's talk Juvia's Place. They just launched a new volumizing gloss stick. They're $15 each. You can get a bundle of all 12 of them for $175. It looks like a combination of like a balm and a gloss. Then we have from Profusion, the Frosted Snow Sparkle collection. It is available now on profusioncosmetics.com and at Walgreens stores. Prices range from $6 to $25 per product. You can get the entire collection of 11 products for $130. It does look like quite a few products are packaged looking like gifts, like they would be really nice gifts. So if you like Profusion Cosmetics and you know people that might like that as gifts, this may be a really good purchase, because you just split it up, keep what you want, get rid of what you don't want. That sounds terrible, but I know, but not everybody likes the same thing, right? Then we have Thrive Cosmetics. We have a collab coming up with the movie The Marvels. It is a brilliant eye brightener set. You get 3 eye brighteners in a rose gold, mauve, taupe, and a champagne. All are shimmer shades. Also comes with an exclusive makeup bag. It is sold exclusively at thrivecosmetics.com, $39 for the set. Next up, we have from Jones Road. She has a new gift bundle to celebrate her 3rd anniversary. The Bobby Kit 3.0 has her newest curation of makeup. It's bundled in a limited edition Jones Road Tyvek bag. The kit features an exclusive new mini Miracle Balm shade in pinky bronze, a best blush in pop, just a sec in cool taupe, and the best pencil in brown, as well as a cool gloss in original, $82 for the set. Lights Lacquer has released their holiday collection. This is the Cabin Fever collection. The bundle of all 6 polishes is $60. The gift set is sold out, unfortunately. Individual polishes are $11, and it really is a beautiful collection. Lights Lacquer always comes out with beautiful collections. Next, we have from M Cosmetics. I haven't heard anything from M Cosmetics in forever. I'm really happy to see a new launch from them. New eyeshadow palette in Saturn's Return, 6-pan cool natural palette. It is $42. Oh my gosh, I saw this and I died. This is so freaking creative. This is from Cara Beauty. This is their Cookie Tin Creative Beauty palette. It is $23. I have to read the quote for you. It says, "Cookies, or a sewing kit. We've all fallen for the oldest trick in the book. We reach for the cookie tin, hoping for a delicious treat, but quickly discover a tin full of sewing supplies. It is available for pre-order and the item will be shipped at the latest by November 9th. Next up, Glaminatrix Cosmetics. The Fairy Lights palette features 6 intense sparkling reflective shimmers. One, they say, is holographic. They say it mimics the mesmerizing lights of the holiday season. It is $40. Clionadh Cosmetics. They're always coming out with beautiful stuff. This is their Christmas in New York trio collaboration. It's a collaboration with What's Up Beauty. You have the 12 days holiday and nail lacquer boxes. The nail lacquer box seems to be sold out, but the eyeshadow box is $160.52. You also have the stacking stuffer shadow and nail lacquer versions. Those are between $12-ish and $36-ish for the product bundles. And then finally, the new mystery lacquer bundle, that's $34.34. If you are not done with Halloween yet and you are looking for something a little creepy, Notoriously Morbid is not letting it go. They have now released the Bog Witch palette. It's $29.99. The palette art here. Let's just take a moment to celebrate the palette art. Like, are you kidding me? This is freaking beautiful. Oh my gosh. Next is a brand called Cozzette Beauty. They have released their Stargaze glitter pigments. They're $16 each. There's 8 shades available. They say it's inspired by couture fashion and club kid style. BK Beauty is sneaking a collab with Nikki LaRose. It launches on Tuesday, November 7th. Simply Posh Cosmetics, if you want more cozy in your life, Cozy Cabin Collection is launching November 6th. It's a 2-part limited edition collection. There's an 18-pan eyeshadow palette for $45 and an 8-pan blush and highlighter palette for $40. The faux wood background is such a vibe. I love it. It's so, so pretty. And then moving over to Sephora and Ulta. Remember last week when I was like, the gift sets are going to slow down. Don't worry. Like, yes, we're getting inundated with Sephora and Ulta stuff. It's slowed down. It's happened. Literally nothing over at Sephora except for a shade extension of 1 shade. This is the YSL Candy Glaze Lip Gloss Stick. It's a new shade called Sweet Pink. It is a clear with pink hue. It's limited edition. It's $39, and that's all I could find. It is a possibility because my eyes may have skipped over something. I may have missed something that there was another release over at Sephora, but that's literally all I saw that looked new to me. Then over at Ulta, a little bit more exciting because we have a couple of big launches from some drugstore brands. So first with Revlon, the Illuminance Serum Tint, 16 shades, $18.99. And they say it has light coverage to instantly and visibly enhance your complexion, plus even skin tone over time, with results within 4 to 8 weeks. So of course, I was like, really? Is it really going to do that? And this is the long and short of it. If you don't use niacinamide or any other ingredient that evens your skin tone over time, you may see something with this. It's definitely possible. So I looked, there's a lot of hydrating ingredients in here like glycerin, sodium hyaluronate, and of course niacinamide. It's about halfway down the ingredient list. I would imagine that you may have to use this daily in order to see results. I know not everybody uses this kind of product every day. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're thinking about purchasing it. They've also released, along the same lines, the Illuminance Gel Serum Blush. It's $14.99. There's 4 shades available here. They say it's makeup that actually improves the skin. Revlon Illuminance Gel Serum Blush provides sheer cheek color and visibly plumps with a healthy looking glow. Again, if you do not use any kind of daily moisturizer, if you don't have a hydrating moisturizer, you may see some hydration where you put this. But if you already have a good moisturizer routine, it's probably just going to kind of fit in with that. You know, I'm a big proponent of just using skincare and then putting your makeup on over top of it, unless you just don't want to do a skincare routine or just don't have it in your budget right now to do a skincare routine and you want a little bit of skincare in your makeup. I mean, fine, but a lot of it is kind of gimmicky in my opinion. That's just my thoughts. The Maybelline product is kind of the anti-skincare. Let me explain. So we have the Lifter Plump Lip Plumping Gloss, 8 shades, $29. It says on there specifically, warning, intense heat, lasting plump. Maybelline's Lifter Plump Lip Plumping Gloss with chili pepper and maxi lip delivers an intense heating sensation and lasting plump. Along with the heat, there's also menthol in there. All right, so this is what's happening with these. If you haven't heard me on my soapbox with these things, the reason why it's plumping your lips is because your lips are mad at you. because it is literally irritating your lip skin and making it freak out and puff up. It's bringing blood circulation to try to help. It's making your skin go, ah, so the blood goes whoosh and it plumps your lips. It's not a permanent damage kind of thing, and some people really love the sensation. I know my friend Linda over at Glitter Fallout loves the plumping products. So, you know, I know there's a market for it, but this is not something that I want in my life. I'm good. I'm gonna let that one go. I do like the regular lifter glosses though. I will continue to purchase those. Two more things I wanted to mention from Ulta. We have the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Foundation Kit. It's $66. Okay, so this is what you do. You get the foundation at full price. It's $51. That's what you're paying up front. And then if you buy that, then you get these minis for $15. You get a travel size Futurist Aqua Brilliance Watery Glow Primer. It is half an ounce, which is a significant amount, and a travel size Advanced Night Repair Synchronized Multi Recovery Complex that's also half an ounce, and a beauty sponge. So if you like those kinds of things and you are already planning on getting that foundation, it does look like a pretty nice deal. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, which y'all were kind enough to tell me last week, is that Lush has now launched over at Ulta, but it doesn't look like it's individual products like you might be able to get at the store. It's mostly bundles. All right, my friend, PR purchase product of the week. I dug deep this week into the new Sigma and Beauty and the Beast collection. It is what I am wearing on my eyes and face today. This is the palette. So far, so good. I am not the biggest fan of this color story. Like, I get it. It goes with Beauty and the Beast. It's just not my preference. I like other color stories personally from Sigma. But that being said, the quality of this is the same quality that I expect from Sigma. It's a really nice palette. Today, I used the shade Bookworm. I also used the shade Be Our Guest, Winter's Night, and Enchantress. That's what's on my outer corner. And it's just a really nice, naturally with a couple of pops of color. It's very warm. I personally prefer more cool tones, but again, it's just personal preference. I probably won't reach for this very often just because the color story isn't really my jam, but it is a really nice product to work with if you like the color story. The blush palette is way more up my alley. I really, really like this a lot. There's 3 different shades in here. There's 2 blushes and a highlight. I am wearing the shade Beauty Within today on my cheeks, and then a little bit of the Lumiere highlighter, and it's beautiful. Very easy to go on, very blendable, very just standard Sigma quality blush palette. It's super fab. I also have on my lips today one of the lip products that came in the set. This is... The print on this is impossible for me to read, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen for you because it's not possible. It's not happening. I have no idea what this is, but it is a beautiful shade, and it's all that's on my lips today. It is a nice gloss with a lot of pigment, so if you like that, these are really, really nice. I also wanted to mention just one more thing from my favorites and fails countdown from this past week. I talked about the Too Faced Fluff and Hold Laminating Brow Wax, and I showed you this. This is the wand, the applicator wand that you use for the product. But one thing I did not show you that I did not realize until I was looking up photos of this is there's grooming tools inside the cap, which is freaking genius. I did not know this was there. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. So I used the comb today for the first time and really brushed out my brows. And I feel like it made such a nice difference when it came to just grooming them and making them go in a certain direction. It really looks nice and I love it. This is such a fantastic product. If you didn't watch my favorites and fails countdown, highly recommend. There's some really good stuff in there. And number 5 seems to be a favorite among everybody that watched. I've got so many comments. Everybody loves number 5. If you saw it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Finally, notable sales this week. The Ordinary has started their annual sale. They have this thing where they do not like Black Friday. They don't like the rush to shop, impulse buying thing of the holiday season. So what they do is they do 23% off of their entire site for the entire month of November, so you don't have to rush. Too Faced also has a new mystery kit if you like those. 4 products, $90 value for $35. Ulta also has their early Black Friday deals going on right now, up to 40% off. That ends on November 18th. And then, of course, the Sephora savings event is now open to everyone. You get 30% off of any Sephora collection product. If you are VIB Rouge, which is the highest level, you get 20% off site-wide. Like me, VIB, 15% off site-wide. Or if you are a beauty insider, then you get 10% off site-wide. And that, my friend, was what's up in makeup this week. Thank you so, so much for watching. And of course, thank you as always to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. They led me to a lot of those indie brands that you saw this week in the show. So thank you so much to them for contributing those. Our chat today is going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully you can come and join us. We're doing 5 p.m. chats every other week through December, but after that, there won't be any 5 p.m. chats for a little while. So if you like the 5 p.m. chats, this is the time to come in November and December. So hopefully I'll see you there. But if you miss it, it is no problem at all. You can totally watch it on the replay. I know a lot of you love to do that. So the way to find that is if you're subscribed, super, super easy. It's in your subscription feed. So take a second, hit that subscribe button so that it'll be in your subscription feed. You don't need to worry about it. If you don't want to subscribe, that's totally okay too. You don't have to. You can also go over to my channel page, click on my live tab, and that's where you will find all of my live chats housed. The final place you can find it is down below. There is a link to the What's Up in Makeup live chat podcast. That goes through YouTube Music, so you can also find it through there. Thank you again so much for watching. I know you have all kinds of things you can choose to watch, and the fact that you chose What's Up in Makeup really means so much to me. Thank you so much. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple of videos for you right over here to watch, including last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup. That's going to be there. YouTube's going to pick the top one for you based on your viewing history, but if you do need to go, it is absolutely no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did, and mad love to you, and I will see you in a video very, very soon.